Hello everyone, Rurikhan here coming at you with another gameplay video, and today I'm going to be showing you guys some gameplay from Driveclub. Now this is a title that came out quite a while ago, and its servers were essentially broken on release, and as a matter of fact this would almost be a game that was completely dismissed back then, I would say, simply because of the fact that the servers were broken. And I'm not saying that kind of to minimize the situation, because it was pretty important, because a lot of the features of this title depended on those servers, and the servers weren't able to keep up with the pressure. Now mechanically the game worked just fine, but with the servers broken there were a lot of features that just weren't there, which is one of the reasons why I waited so long to make my video on Driveclub. So let's get things started. I'm going to go into the amateur trophy, which is actually a trophy that I've waited for my opportunity to make a video on it so that you guys would see like the little award things pop up and whatever. However, right now the problem is going to be that I don't have that much practice into the game itself. So you have a certain class of cars that will be allowed to race in any given event of the single player. Right now this is the class sports, and I can race any sports car that I've unlocked so far. So for instance, we could race the Lotus Evora S Sports Racer, which we will do. And after you select your car, you can also select your paint job. These paint jobs are completely customizable. You can do a bunch of different things in the vehicle editor and whatnot. I'm just going to go with my default club one, which is this. You will see my club's insignia up ahead, which is like a Viking with a mustache and a helmet and whatnot. So let's go ahead. Every time before you load into a race, they give you this little thing here, which is like the driving experience thing. But, I mean, it's whatever. I guess it's fun to watch the first couple of times when you enter a car and whatnot. It's pretty decent. This game, when it comes to the racing of Driveclub, you guys might be wondering, so what is it like? Is it arcade? Is it more simulation? And that is one of Driveclub's biggest problems, I kind of feel, which is the fact that it is neither arcade nor simulation. If I had to make a comparison, let's say to Gran Turismo, for instance, I would say this is almost like Gran Turismo if you put all the driving aids on steroids. That's kind of the way that I feel about it. So if you turn on all the driving aids, you know, brake assist, all that stuff, that's kind of what Driveclub feels like. So it's not an arcade racer by any stretch of the imagination, but it's also not a simulation racer. So it's very hard for me to explain this. I mean, this is one of those games that you kind of have to play to really get a feel for how the car handles. Because, I mean, you're looking at this and it almost seems, okay, so this looks more like a simulation type game, right? But no, because I would not be able to play a simulation game this good. Now, you'll notice that there's a bunch of points going up on the center screen there. And those points will mean whenever you do something good, you gain those points. Those are fame. And the more fame you gain levels, you unlock vehicles, you gain a bunch of stuff. You also gain that a certain number of fame towards your club as well, which is gained by everyone that races in your club. Clubs are limited to 6 people, so you can have up to 6 players within your club. As a matter of fact, for the review copies, in Europe at least, what happened was everybody got like 3 review copies so that you could like make your own little mini club. And I gave 2 copies away to friends of mine so that we could form our clubs. Unfortunately, we never really got to play together because the servers were down during that time, which was a damn shame. Now, something that happened there real fast was a dynamic challenge. Now, these happen as you are just racing through different tracks and whatnot. You will encounter these dynamic challenges, and these will be challenges that the records of those challenges will have been set by other players. So essentially you're trying to beat scores of other players. I mean, it depends. Sometimes it is also a challenge specific to the track, and it will even be an objective that you will have to keep. So for instance, if you take a look at the left-hand side there, you'll notice that we have certain objectives that we have to make for this track. So one of the objectives is finish on the top 3. I'm pretty sure we're going to be able to do that. At least I hope so. Whoa! Be careful there. Don't want to lose control of our car. And the other objective is to do 1 lap in 1 minute and 17 seconds. Wow, that guy just completely passed me. Now, they also have drafting, which is essentially when you get the wind currents from being behind the car that's directly in front of you, and you get a little speed boost. They do this in some movie with Tom Cruise, I think. They explain it a lot better than I did, that's for damn sure. Then again, you guys know me, I'm not much of a cars person. I did enjoy the hell out of Gran Turismo 6, I'll give you that much. And I did enjoy Driveclub when it came out, and the main problem with it was the fact that the servers were not online, therefore I could not be having these dynamic challenges taking place as I was, doing my races and whatnot, and that really takes away from the experience, because that is the whole point of Driveclub, was to have that social connected experience of you playing and sharing stuff with your friends. Something else that didn't come out at the same time as the game was camera mode, photo mode, but I can actually show you guys that in just a second. Crap. Oh, completely messed that up. And completely lost the race right near the end because of that one missed turn. Yep, they punished you pretty heavily. However, you do still gain the fame, you still level up, you still unlock stuff, even if you don't necessarily win the race. I mean, it depends on how many laps it is. Oh, 3 out of 3, and I lost right at the end, right? So this is the end? Or am I wrong? No, this is not the end. We still have a chance to make a little bit of a comeback here. So I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to be very rude. Going to be beating up on other cars and stuff, which is bad, because whenever you collide with other cars, you actually get docked a couple of points of fame. So see that blue thing there, that is the event. Right now I'm racing against this Bingo 190, and the objective of this particular event is cornering, so I gotta follow this blue line as accurately as I possibly can, and I did, and I beat him, and the new record in that zone is mine. Now that is not a world record, that is going to be a record for whatever our skill level happens to be, me and this Bingo dude. And eventually someone might be doing this same track, and they might be going through that same area, and they will see my name in there. Oh, come on, baby, get in there. Well, we missed the 117. We still finished top 3, so we've completed one of our not achievements, one of our objectives for this race. Now, you guys might be wondering what exactly is up with the music. Is there no music in this game? Of course there's music in Driveclub. The reason why you didn't hear any music is because I turned it off. And the reason why I turned off the music is because obviously, I realize that the people from Driveclub are probably not going to be too upset if I use the music from their game. But you guys know what it's like on YouTube. Labels are complete and utter scumbags most of the time, and they will go after. It's like, oh, I heard like 5 seconds of a track that's from one of my artists. I'm gonna collect and claim your video, and I'm gonna be the one making revenue from it. So it's whatever. At the end of each race, you can create a challenge. Obviously, I'm not gonna create a challenge for this because this was just a race that I didn't even do that well in. You can restart the race if you so desire and go ahead and go after the additional objectives, or we can continue because this is, after all, a tournament type deal. So we're gonna go forward. Now, in terms of frame rate and graphics detail, the game is running 1080p, 30 frames a second. I know that a lot of people are disappointed because they wanted to have 60 frames a second, but the fact here is they've placed way too much detail into this title to be able to run it at 60 FPS. And you guys will see what I mean, because I'm going to use photo mode later on, and I'm going to put it in a track when it's raining and stuff so that you guys can see the ridiculous amount of detail that they've put into the game, which is something that I've gotten to see before the game was released, because I went to events and stuff like that where I got to see the earlier builds, and they show us with dev cam or not. Like, for instance, at any point in time, you can press the right side of your touchpad. The game's going to pause, and you're going to go into photo mode. So I can actually move around, and I can take a look at all the cars. I can zoom in and stuff, and you guys will notice the amount of detail that they have placed in these cars, which I think is pretty impressive. Now, the thing is, the detail might be really good, but there's obviously going to be concessions that you have to make to have this kind of a detail on a console title. So you're not going to be able to get those 60 FPS because you have just too much eye candy. And I do mean way too much eye candy, because you guys will be like, well, that seems kind of okay. Obviously this is YouTube, so YouTube is going to slaughter the crap out of this footage, so you guys are not going to be able to tell all that great. But you guys will notice when we actually go into the rainy track, and I'll be sure to point that out, but notice how there's the reflections in the windshield there, that you guys can see the trees and all that stuff. But you know me, I've never been met too much of a graphics guy. I'm just trying to tell you exactly why it is 30 frames a second and not 60. And I do understand that a lot of gamers will probably be like, man, who cares about all that graphical detail? Just give me the 60 FPS. I'd much rather have 60 FPS. Anyways, we're going to exit this. Are you sure you want to? Oh, I think I actually, did I take a picture? I might have taken a picture by mistake. I didn't mean to. But anyways, let's exit this. Yes, I want to exit. And it will put you right back at the race. Whoa! You got to be careful about taking those snapshots when you're doing maybe too much high speed. So one of the problems that I also have with the scoring system is that if you hit another vehicle, you're going to get docked points. But sometimes the AI will hit you. They will go out of their way to hit you, and you get docked points. And I'm like, hey, what the fuck? That's not very fair now, is it? I mean, I'm just here racing my race. This dude comes out of nowhere, smacks me from behind, and I'm the one who gets docked points. That's pretty cheap. But yeah, you get docked points for a lot of stuff. You get docked points for hitting other cars, for hitting the track, and you also sometimes will get penalized not being able to accelerate if you cut corners like way too much. I'm probably not going to be able to show you that because I'm just way too focused on trying to make myself look like an actual decent driver. Just I say that as I rear end into that dude. So let's go ahead and we have a drift face off now. Drifts is obviously you need to drift. And I did terribly there because I was trying to drift, and I'm not that great at drifting, I'll be honest. In any game, really. Ooh, got smacked right hardcore there. So I didn't beat that score. But essentially, in that particular challenge, you would have to drift in order to beat the other player. Challenge, event, whatever the hell you want to call it. I kind of forget what the technical term is that the Driveclub team used for those things. But, I mean, in terms of driving, like I said, the handling is not going to be simulator, and it is also not going to be arcade. Whoa, 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 whoa. But I can't say that I dislike it. I kind of like the driving in the game. I don't have any major problem with it. Like, I can tell that it's not full-on simulator because I can do a lot of stuff that I would not be able to do in simulators. Like, in simulators, usually you're not able to brake and turn, like, it's kind of hard to explain this. Brake while you're turning. If you brake while you're turning in a simulator, you will always lose the control of your car, whereas here, usually I can maintain the control of my car even if I'm braking while I'm turning. Usually what you want to do is you want to brake before you turn, and then you want to turn. But in this, sometimes you're almost incentivized to turn while you're braking, which in my opinion is not the best of things. But again, if you're looking for a pure simulator, I would have to say Driveclub is not it. Driveclub is more about social experience. It's all about that social experience. And the problem that Driveclub had is that it suffered a lot from the fact that its servers weren't online, because the whole sell of the game was the social experience. And now I just kind of feel like the game doesn't really have the community to support the ongoing development of the title, because I know for a fact that developers had a lot of plans in their development cycle of things that they still wanted to produce for Driveclub, and at this point I'm not sure if that plan is still viable because of what happened with the game during its release. Now, is that to say that this game is mechanically bad? No, I think the game is actually really, really polished. I think the game runs great. I mean, sure, it's not 60 FPS. We all would have loved the 60 FPS, but it's not the end of the world, the fact that it's not 60 FPS. And there's a great degree of polish in the game, and there's really a big effort in the whole social thing. Now, the problems I had with it were also, I'm hoping I can show you guys this in the multiplayer. We're just going to finish this tournament, and then I want to go over some of the other options with you guys. But the problem that I had was that I was trying to play with a friend of mine, right? And we weren't being able to connect to other races. And we came to this conclusion that it's like, wait a minute, what if I just want to race my friend, you know, one-on-one? And at the time, I'm not sure if it's available now, but at the time, it was not available. You could not race your friends just one-on-one. And I just thought, that's dumb. I mean, it's a racing game. Why would you not do that? And I want to go into multiplayer when we're done here. because I haven't played the game for a long time. I played it just a little bit in preparation for this video, but I actually didn't check any of the multiplayer stuff because I wasn't even planning on doing any of the multiplayer stuff. But I should definitely check on that because that is kind of a big deal. So this particular track actually has a track objective. You will notice that the opponent that showed up in there during that challenge was Driveclub. That's because that is an objective of this track, and you will notice that that is listed there on the left-hand side where it says top 3 finish and cornering face-off. So I have to complete the cornering face-off if I want to maximize, my performance in this track. So we're going to try to do it a little bit better on the next lap. It usually takes me a lap to familiarize myself with the track anyways. But I have to say, I like the sounds. I think sound-wise, the game sounds really good. I also like the soundtrack, which I would love to share with you, but unfortunately YouTube does not fight for its content creators, and YouTube will throw you in front of a bus that is being driven by the bad, evil label companies. So yeah, I'm not going to be able to share it with you, but I can tell you that the soundtrack's pretty good. It's got a mix of rock, techno, electronic music, stuff like that, which is pretty cool. It's the standard kind of thing that you've come to expect from driving games to have, in their soundtrack. So let's go ahead and try and do a better job this time over in the cornering face-off. Although I can tell that I'm probably not going to be able to finish this race as good as I would like. Whoa, 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 whoa. Come on, get in there, get in there. We need 2,600. Oh, I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make it. Ugh. That was terrible. That was terrible performance right there. Yeah, I did tell you guys that I haven't played in a while. I used to actually be pretty decent when the game came out, but unfortunately not practicing, that's what this will get you. Now, if you guys are wondering in terms of camera perspectives, since I'm going to lose this thing anyways, I might as well just cycle through the different camera perspectives that you have. So you have your basic nothing, so like the camera right in front of the car. So this is what a lot of people default to when they're playing racing games, and I can understand why. Then you have your hood cam, and then beyond your hood cam you also have a dash cam. Now this is your, I think this is like the passenger seat. No, it's not the passenger seat, but it's not a camera that shows you the entirety of your dashboard. It's like on top of the dash. Then there's one that shows the entirety of your dashboard, your steering wheel, the works, where it's like you're right inside the car. Out of my face! Because I can't drive when I'm in this view mode for sure. I can only drive when I have like third-person view of the car. Otherwise, it's really hard. I mean, chase cam. I can only drive when I have chase cam. Otherwise, it's really hard for me to drive. So then you have two different perspectives on the chase cam, which is your standard chase cam and a further zoomed out chase cam. Dude, let me pick up this goddamn objective. Don't be like that. That's it. That's it. Rack them up. Rack them up. No! Get it, get it, get it. Yes! We did it. We did it. Let's see if we can finish strong here. Come on. Boost. Boost. There's no nitrous boost. At least I haven't seen any nitrous boost in the game just yet, so I highly doubt there's going to be any nitrous boost. However, there are cars that are a lot faster than the cars that I'm racing here. I'm going to try to show you guys the car as well after we're done with this tournament, and we just completely messed up that one turn, and that was painful. Yes, they do punish you quite a bit when you miss out on a turn. Get in there, get in there. Nope. Ooh, just get rammed from the side. I mean, you notice that? I'm doing my turn, someone just comes in, rams me, and I get dock points? What the hell's up with that? Oh, man. So let's go ahead, finish this one. And then I can show you guys other events that that you can do. Because, I mean, this is just a sports event. I mean, cars go way above, more powerful than this. I mean, I can hardly control some of the faster cars in the title. So this is like fame that you gain both for yourself and for your club, as you guys can see there. As your club gains levels, you will also gain specific perks for your club. Once again, you can create a challenge whenever you're done with the track. But for now, let's just get out of that specific track so that I can show you guys all the other things. So you guys will notice that we have a certain number of stars that we've collected. those stars will unlock further events. Now, the reason why we haven't unlocked these is because we didn't actually complete the amateur trophy, and we need to complete the amateur trophy in order to gain access to the next set of tracks. Now, as the team has recognized that the game had a lot of problems at launch, they actually released a lot of stuff for free on the PlayStation Store, which I can show you now. Because I just downloaded it before I came into this video. So if you guys will notice, this is all in Portuguese. I understand you guys are probably not gonna realize what the hell is typed in here. But like, if you notice here, it says Driveclub. This is the season pass, so that's 25 euros. But all of this other stuff that's here, this is all free DLC. So the BMW M5, you get that for free. The Mercedes AMG GTS, you get that for free as well. The paint pack. It seems that it's some kind of a paint pack for the ignition mode or whatever, and you get that for free, as well as the ignition expansion pack, which is a set of like new track objectives. I'm not sure if it actually has new tracks. I wonder if it actually says here. You can transfer this expansion pack without any extra. It includes a new car like in Hypersport, Caterham SP300, R Hyper, KTM Expo, Super. These are a bunch of cars that come with it, as well as 11 new events, but it doesn't seem like there's any actual tracks. It just says events, so I'm not sure if there's tracks in there or not. But apart from that, you also get new schemes for your car from the Photo Finish pack, as well as the Photo Finish Tour pack, which is again tracks and cars and a bunch of other stuff. So you got 11 more events, I'm assuming. This is just 11 more events. There's no actual cars in this one. And then you also get the Renault Desire Driveclub edition. So this is all stuff that they've given away to players for free to kind of make up for the fact that the game didn't have the best launch available. Now, does that make it a bad game? I would not say so, because again, like I said, I do enjoy the driving. I realize that some more elitist players will want, no, but I want just a full-on simulation mode, and you know, those players might have a problem with that. But as you can see here, again, like, you have a multiplayer session and you have an event browser, and it's like, when you go to this event browser, I mean, if you want to invite your friends, you can just invite your friends. They'll be in this party. You can have up to 6 people in a party, which is also the size of your club. You can have a maximum of 6 members on your club. And the problem I have with this is that now you have to go to an event browser and you have to select an event that you will participate in. But if I want to just, you know, have a race with my friends, like just us, you can't do that. You can only participate in events, which I feel is a problem. Like, why? Why can't I race my friend one-on-one? Such a simple thing. Also, there's no local co-op. No local multiplayer, in case you're curious. So that is not a thing. Another thing that I wanted to show you guys was the weather system. So we're going to go into a random race here. And I'm also going to showcase some of the high-end vehicles. I think that there's a Scotland thing. Like, this should be pretty easy for me to get some real good speed in there. So we're going to do cloud cover, overcast, cloudy, clear. We're going to do clear with heavy precipitation, so it's going to rain. And time lapse times 45. Okay, and now I want to play, and it's going to let me select a car. So these are all the cars that I have available to me. As you can see, I have a ton of cars. I haven't unlocked some, so I only have up to performance, apparently. I thought I had more. I thought I had like, oh no, I do. I have the super ones as well. For some reason, I don't have these on performance yet. I still need to unlock them. But this car, for instance, will be unlocked when I reach club level 6. This car will be unlocked at driver level 21. This car will be unlocked at driver level 23. And that is what your fame goes towards. It goes towards your level. And once you level up, you get additional cars available to you. These cars will have different stats, but you cannot customize them. There's no customization options, like you can't tune them up or anything. No, these cars are as is. And then we have the supers, which you have the Expo, which I believe I've shown this one on my Gran Turismo video, but I'm not 100% sure. Regardless, we should grab a supercar. Let's grab a Ferrari or a Marussia. I don't know. This looks like a really fast car, so I just wanted to grab like the fastest thing possible. Oh yeah, we have hypers as well. So are hypers better than supers? I'm assuming that Hyper is better than Super. It sounds better anyways. So we got the W Motors Lycan Hyper Sport, the RUF CTR Club Sport, and the Pagani Hira Wadiab, whatever. Okay, we'll take this. It's got a cool name, and we'll give it one of my minimalistic paint jobs, which is this one. I like sometimes fooling around with paint jobs, just having one very minimalistic one. So we're going to go with this one. I like how the driver's just calmly entering the car when it's raining, when it's pouring rain outside. But again, like I told you, I wanted to show you guys this specific thing where it's raining, because I'm going to show you guys the detail that you get on these cars and the detail and the thought that was placed on these tracks. Like, this might not mean a lot to you guys, but apparently they studied the way that precipitation would occur in certain locations of the world. So like, for instance, here in Scotland, and it rains differently and the sun shines differently than in other locations of the world, and they've studied that, and it's implemented on the game's weather system. Okay, so I thought that is just like mind-blowing when they started talking about that. And although I cannot confirm or deny those things myself because I've never been to Scotland, but yeah, it is definitely impressive to think about that. So let's go ahead, and as you can see with these hypercars, the thing is that this isn't actually, is this hyper? Yeah, this is hyper, it's not super. With these hypercars, I mean, you just get ridiculous top-end speeds, and stopping is not going to be very, very easy. So having collisions and stuff is something that is just going to happen quite a bit. So let's see if we can get a nice little spot, in a nice spot here to like take a shot. There, right there, when the other guy's hitting me and everything. So let's see if I can, I can't actually exemplify because it's too dark in here. Because usually you'd be able to like see the actual reflections of the cars and the colors. I might do it further up ahead to see if we can get that. But right here it's all black because of the shadow and the type of lighting that we have. But yeah, if you pay close attention to the ground, you will notice that each little driplet of water that is coming from the sky, that you guys can see those bubbles, hopefully, if YouTube doesn't butcher the quality of this video too much, you can see those little bubbles that are falling down, those little droplets of water. Every time they hit the ground, they will make that little circle, and it's just insane. Just look at all of this ridiculous amount of detail. And I'm not saying that this is what they should have spent their time in, as opposed to the 60 FPS. I'm not justifying this. Like, pay attention to what I'm saying. I'm not saying that this is what they should have done, okay? Because to me, I would have preferred the 60 FPS. Like, dumb down the graphics a little bit more and give me 60 FPS. But that was the team's decision. You see, this is their design choice of this game, is to give it just like ridiculous amounts of detail. And they've definitely achieved that, but they did have to sacrifice the 60 FPS. And a lot of you guys might even say, why didn't they just get simulator style racing in there instead of spending all this time on graphics? And you would have to ask that to the team as well, because I just don't know. And here we go, just like driving our hypercar throughout this completely ridiculous road here, and it's just like the most unwise thing you could possibly do. You also obviously get droplets of water in the camera to kind of like symbolize what is to kind of symbolize what it's like driving under these conditions, because it is kind of like this. It's actually a lot worse when it's heavy raining and you're trying to drive. Trust me, because I've done it. It is a lot worse, and you're definitely not going to be driving at these speeds, because you will just crash yourself and just completely destroy your car. I don't think anyone would ever race at these speeds under these conditions. At least I would definitely not advise it, but maybe that is just me. Whoa, smacking a little bit on the side there. And yeah, this is one. Okay, here we have a little bit more lighting. Let's see if I can get it to show now. Yeah, we can definitely get it to show now. There, see the reflections there? That's what I was talking about. Notice that how the reflection has your entire car, the colors, all that stuff, because the track is wet. The track is moist. There's a lot of moisture and will actually reflect the colors and stuff. So yeah, it's pretty insane. You can also zoom in, zoom out. You can do all kinds of crazy things with the camera so that you get different kinds of effects. You can get different shots and whatnot. So yeah, there's a lot of things to fool around with the camera. This was also a feature that was not implemented on launch, the photo mode, or the precipitation, like the weather condition of actually having rain. This was also not on launch. So there was a lot of features that were not available on launch. And then there was also the server debacle that took place, which obviously this is how this game ended up, the way it has. So I'm going to actually quit this track. I wanted to see if I could maybe customize a car. How do you customize cars, actually? I kind of forgot how to do that. I think you got to go to my profile and then challenges club, more, customize your character. No. That's not it. I kind of forgot how to customize paint jobs. My club, edit club badge and paint job. So this is how you edit your paint job. I know that there's a way to edit additional paint jobs, but let's say you just select a car that you want to edit a paint job for. Boom. There you go. This is your club paint job. And now you can just like select it and you can change the different designs. Like let's say, okay, I don't want those lightning looking things. I want something different. I want this. And there, that's done. That's changed. And then you can also change the colors on it. And this is pretty much, how do you change the colors actually? I kind of forgot. Colors, yeah, obviously. So let's say instead of primary, I want yellow, green, whatever. That changes your colors. And that is also how you edit the different paint jobs on your other vehicles. On your customized paint jobs. You also have the option of having the club badge just in the front, or you have it on the left and whatever. So we're going to cancel. Looks like you've made some changes. What would you like to do? I would like to discard because that looked really, really bad. But yeah, you can customize your club colors that way, as well as your club logo. Everything works in that menu over there. You have your club's progression and statistics. It also tells you the stuff that you get when you level up, as well as all the stuff that you guys have achieved, which obviously in my club hasn't been that much because the people that I know that are playing this game have kind of lost interest at the start. Now might be a good time for you guys to jump back into it with all the free DLC and stuff. The garage, that's where you do your custom stuff, so you can select any custom paint job, and it works very much in the same way that it worked for the club. And also you have multiple types of colors, like you just saw me use gloss, but you can actually change the paint type to matte metallic, and it will be different depending on which type of color you select. So that is the customization that you can do to your cars. And then there's the challenge aspect of it, which I haven't really done it all that much. So apparently I have a challenge that I've received. I thought it said 1 ongoing. Oh, it says that I have one. I guess it's the one challenge that I've made, maybe? I don't know. But there's also club challenges, so maybe I can take one of those on. So let's see, received. Give me one of those club challenges, and we can try to take one of those. So we got this one, which expires in 44 minutes, but it is with the Expo, which I'm not very good at the Expo. So we'll take the one with Lotus Evora. And let's go ahead and play this one. So you only get to race this car. I'm not exactly sure who issued this because I didn't pay attention. We're going to go with this custom paint job that I made. And, oh wow, actually they want us to race in the rain. That kind of sucks. 21 participants, 20 attempts. Wow, there's a lot of people who are attempting this challenge, it seems. Okay, so what's the challenge? I didn't even read what the challenge was. I think it's a time trial. So essentially you just got to do the best time you possibly can, right? Oh, and we also have a cornering face-off in the middle of it, but I don't really care about the cornering face-off, even though, whatever. Okay, it looks like we have a drift challenge up ahead as well. Whoa! Terrible, terrible, terrible. That was just atrocious, not to mention a complete waste of my time. Let's go. Let's go, 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 go. I wonder how many laps you get to try and beat the challenge. Ooh, that was very, very sloppy. Come on, come on. I do have to say, the game, to me personally, I really prefer when the music's on. I know that some racing car fans would much prefer to just have the music always off so they can just listen to the engine. And the sounds of the The engine in this game are actually really good, in my opinion. So it is kind of worth it if you're that kind of racing car enthusiast. But me personally, I will always prefer having a nice little beat in the background and just racing to the sound of the beat. That's me personally. I kind of like doing that in a lot of games though. So it's just I like listening to music quite a bit. So did we do it? I'm not sure if we did it or not. But let's say finish event. 113. Was that mine? 113? I guess it was. No, 113 is the best. That's the one we want to go for. We were 120. Wow. That was terrible. Let's give it one more time. We have to go for 120. And I can tell why they picked this track. This track has a really tricky turn near the end there. Particularly if we're trying to do a drift face-off. Which we will not do this time around. No, sir. I will take a pass on that. Wonder if the blue car is like the guy who's done it the best. The ghost that we see ahead of us. Oh, atrocious. Atrocious. But I'm guessing I can do better than 120. I mean, come on. But holy crap, the guy really picked up the pace in this one. And again, he might have been manual shifting, which is something that I will not do. And here's the thing, I drive stick in real life, but I can't drive stick in video games. It's just not convenient. Unless you can actually... No, even if you were to like give me a setup that was just like me being inside the car, it's just like being inside the car, physically inside the car, looking out the windows and all that stuff, it gives you a completely different feeling that no video game will ever be able to recreate. It is just that simple. And that is, I think, the only conditions in which I will ever be able to drive stick. That is in real life. So we shaved 1 second off our track time. So yeah, it's probably not going to happen. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is Driveclub. Now, my overall conclusion is I like it. I actually like Driveclub. I don't think it's the best racing game ever made. Like, I would say Gran Turismo 6 is just like leaps and bounds above Driveclub. Sure, maybe not graphically because it was made for the PlayStation 3 or whatever. But still, it had a lot more cars, it had a lot more tracks, had a lot more modes, had a lot better support for multiplayer. The social thing, I would have to say, is not necessarily a very powerful motivator. Particularly for me, because I don't have a lot of people that play this game. You know? Even the people that I gave the game to, they lost interest because the game just, wasn't, the servers weren't online. And that was a big problem for them, I feel. But at the end of the day, I still feel this is a good game. It's all dependent on what you expect of it. And I feel this is a good game if you have, if you and your friends are real hardcore into cars and you are enthusiast about cars and you like challenging each other with, time trial challenges and that kind of thing. I think that's great. For people that do that, that is awesome. But if you just want a car game, either a simulator or an arcade racer, and you're not like super hardcore into cars and all the culture behind it, and you don't have a lot of friends that enjoy that kind of stuff, then it's probably not really going to do it for you. But hey, at the end of the day, I still feel they have a solid game here. It's just a damn shame what happened to them at the start, And again, just bear in mind, this is not simulator and it is not arcade. It is somewhere in between, leaning more towards the simulator. It's like a simulator with driving aids on steroids, if that makes sense. Anyways, that's going to be it for me. Leave me all your comments and feedback in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.